This young albino man used his thumb to press the spoon a little. Later, all of the canteen's spoons are sucked in here. The classmates were all confused. Not only does this boy have a special appearance, but the way he was born is also very special. On a stormy night, while he was still in his mother's womb, a bolt of lightning struck and his mother passed away. Fortunately, he survived. In the doctor's eyes, he is an albino monster. Because of that, he was hated by his biological father. When his father said, "This is not my son," Jeremy's brain waves were greatly agitated. He becomes an abandoned child. His father left him for his maternal grandparents to adopt. When Jeremy was 16 years old, his maternal grandparents died. The people from the youth center named Jesse and the sheriff came to his house. When they entered the underground room, there was only a little light. They found Jeremy in a dark corner. Seeing Jeremy's appearance, the two were amazed. For 10 years now, he has always lived in the cellar. There are many books in here. Jesse asked what books he read. Jeremy says all the books here he memorized. Of course, Jesse didn't believe it. She took a book, then said the page number. Jeremy read the entire page, surprising Jesse. Jeremy then took his luggage with him out of the underground room. They want to take him to school. After leaving the house, everyone's gaze is focused on him. After he arrived at the youth center, the teenagers here looked at Jeremy as if they were looking at a freak. While eating at the canteen, Jeremy was also isolated. John, who led a group of particular students, deliberately messed with Jeremy. They used all kinds of provocations. Jeremy used his own way to protest, but he did not harm anyone. In physics class, Teacher Donald took an experimental device to show the action of electric current. The metallic pen on Jeremy's desk began to move. He tried to control it, but his body kept shaking. At this moment, the electric current in the experimental device shot straight at Jeremy. Then he slowly flew up. All of his classmates are scared. It wasn't until the teacher smashed the experimental object with his chair that Jeremy fell. No matter what the teacher explained, the sheriff did not believe Jeremy was electrocuted, because the test results do not show any abnormalities. Donald also has no way to use physics to explain this phenomenon. At the same time everyone was arguing, Jeremy escaped the hospital. He wants to go home. Jeremy walks past Lindsay's house. The two happily chatted for a bit. Lindsay is the only one who treats him well. He asked her to show him the way. Jeremy continued on his way home. At this moment the sheriff stopped him. The chief asked why he was escaping from the hospital. Jeremy says he hates hospitals because his worst day was spent in it. That was the day that he was born. It could also be said that the time when his brain waves suddenly fluctuated violently, it was because of his father's words. "This is not my son." It turns out that since birth he was able to read other people's minds. School organizes for students to travel. John is looking for him to cause trouble again. He raised his gun and aimed it at Jeremy. An explosion rang out. It turned out that a police officer nearby shot and killed the deer. The boys surrounded the deer to cheer. Only Jeremy touched the deer's wound. Then he suddenly grabbed the police's hand and he started screaming painfully. Jeremy used his powers to let this wicked police feel the pain of the deer. The next day, the police talked about this with the sheriff. So the sheriff invited Jeremy to his home. He wanted him to listen to the thoughts of his seriously ill wife. Because she was clearly still nostalgic about something, she suffered from the pain and didn't want to leave. Jeremy stroked her forehead and spoke to the sheriff. She hopes he makes up with his son. After the sheriff cried and agreed, his wife finally passed away peacefully. Then the sheriff made up with his son. Under the help of Jeremy, his wife fulfilled her last wish. Teacher Donald also went to the classroom to look for Jeremy. He saw Jeremy as a special boy with an extremely high IQ. He also understands his pain. He hopes to be able to befriend him. Jeremy was touched by Donald's sincerity. The first time someone wants to understand him. It was also the first time that Jeremy showed his weakness in front of others. During the town's summer activity, Jeremy and Lindsay sit down and talk. To the fact that Jeremy could read other people's minds, she was amazed. The two touch each other lightly. Lindsay is amazed to discover that they can read each other's thoughts. Lindsay says Jeremy is the most handsome person she's ever met. The two gently kissed. At this moment someone came to stop. Lindsay's father is a rough man. Luckily, Jesse ran to stop him. This budding new love story disappeared. When Jeremy was going home with his luggage, he was discovered by a group of particular students. John came to bully him. They tore Jeremy's clothes. Faced with this humiliation, he was extremely indignant. He tried not to protest. At this moment, the sky suddenly thundered. There was a huge noise, everyone was thrown. John's heart also stopped beating. Only the kind Jeremy used his hands to stimulate John's heart, save him alive. Because of Jeremy's honesty, the boys find a car to take him home. Now Jessie also arrived. She found Jeremy cowered in a corner. All of his books have also been moved. These books are Jeremy's only sole depository. Jessie embraced this poor child heartily. Jeremy shed tears silently, like a baby in his mother's womb. He feels a motherly love. At this time, Teacher Donald also came. They decided to find a place for Jeremy to spend a peaceful life. But as soon as they got out the door, the sheriff and the wicked police also arrived. The sheriff was convinced by Jessie, but the wicked police wants to take Jeremy to the youth center. At this moment, Jeremy suddenly rushed across the meadow. The clouds split apart, a bolt of lightning struck down from the air. Jeremy still frantically ran, finally disappearing in the light of lightning. This special boy was brought into this world by lightning, also that it took him away from here. Jeremy's heart is like his skin, flawless. Compared to everyone, he is like an angel. Jeremy's death is also due to God summoning an angel back. Okay, the movie is over here. Thanks for watching, bye bye.